I'm here with Devin Carter in Santa Barbara, California. You're training right now at P3, preparing for the NBA draft. Devin, how you doing, man?
Good. How you doing?
I'm doing great, man. You enjoying your time here in SoCal?
Yeah, man. We're just kind of talking a little bit, but nice little quiet place. You get some good work in, some good food, and trying to enjoy the weather.
I mean, it's not like beautiful sunny California right now,
Nah,
but
not at all.
it feels good. It's just the sun's not out. Your dad's out here right now. You're
Yep,
son
yep.
of Anthony Carter, former NBA player, current assistant coach of the Memphis Grizzlies. Nice having him out here, I'm sure.
Yeah. I mean, it's a blessing, anytime I get to see him for real, because he has a lot going on, his own job. He has to work out players all the time. So especially when you could come to my games and stuff, it meant a lot, meant everything to me. So, but it was good though, especially having him out here working me out while he's down here. It's great.
Now, this past season was your junior year at Providence. You were one of the bigger rising stars of the entire year. You were dominant pretty much from start to finish. Where do you think, how has your game improved so much from where you are today, from where it was your freshman season when you were at South Carolina?
I think just maturing, growing up, being around older people and stuff, just trying to get my body bigger from freshman year, which I thought I did, and then obviously just this past season making a lot more shots, a lot more threes, pin downs, just threes coming off the screen, just a whole bunch of variations of shots. So I think that's what elevated my game the most from my freshman year.
The shooting.
Yeah, shooting. For sure.
Now, I mean, you still have an unorthodox form. I mean, it looks different compared to a pure form of a Ray Allen, right? Somebody like that, Klay Thompson and all that. I think talking to NBA teams, that's still they say, will it go in from the deeper line? Will it work as effectively?
Yeah. I think that a lot of my shots that I shot from three this year were NBA range. I don't think I shot on the college line for most of my threes, and I shot them at a high percentage especially from deep. So everybody's form different. I mean, you can't really, if shot goes in the way I look at it, then why would you change it?
So you have no plans to change your mechanics?
No, I don't have no plan of doing that. I mean, if you're making shots, I mean, what are they gonna say? They want it to look good while you're making shots. So at the end of the day, if it goes in, it goes in. So
people said the same thing about Tyrese Halliburton when he entered the league. They said, well, he has this funky looking shot. Can he get it off? And then he has this all-star season with Indiana. And granted, the second half hasn't gone as well for him. They're in the second round of the playoffs. He's playing well still.
Yeah.
I mean, does he serve as an example of kind of the unorthodox looking shot can still work?
Yeah. I mean, it's anybody. I mean, Jason Tatum kind of has a weird, weird setup
kind
and
of
everything.
Bringing the ball
but
up.
It's everybody's different. Can everybody have a smooth jump shot and everything? But if it goes in, it goes in. Whatever works for you. So
now, with your past season, like I said, you were dominant defensively every night. You were just fucking going crazy. What was your best overall game of the season?
I think Creighton, definitely. That was
Why that game? What stands out? What do you remember from that night?
I mean, obviously the shot, because I shot the games high in three from half court, and then I think just all overall well-rounded performance. I think it was 27 points, 28 points, something like that, and I had 12 rebounds, assists, 4 steals. I think it was just a well-rounded two-way performance that game.
What drives you on defense? You were relentless. What is it in you that pushes you to defend like that?
For me, it's more so just proving a point. I like to consider myself as one of the better defenders in college basketball. Well, was in college basketball, but I think that I take it personal whenever somebody scores on me, and I don't want them to do it again. So once they score once, twice, then it's really okay, locked in for real. So
now, so it's kind of just a pride in just preventing a player from doing what they want to do.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, I mean, teams always need defense. I think defense wins championships, and just going off that, I mean, make as many shots as you want, go back and forth, but whoever gets the last stop is going to win the game. So, I mean, not just a pride thing, but I think it helps the team. They see me, my teammates see me go out there playing hard on defense every possession. I expect them to, do the same thing. And obviously, if it's working, if we're this past year, we were top 10 in the country in defense for the whole year, really. At one point, we were top 5. But, it's just, it trickles down the line, and it just it helps you to stay in close games and win close
Now,
games.
like you talk about defensively, like the pride in getting stops. What about rebounding? You're one of the best rebounding guards I've ever seen at the college level.
Yeah. I mean, I was always told I could average 8-9 rebounds for my freshman year. I just never did it. I mean, I'd go, and then sometimes I wouldn't go. But then this year, when Bryce went down, I knew we were losing points. I knew we were losing rebounds, and obviously we were losing just like a bigger body. So I think that it just kicked in with me that I have to do more in order for us to, get where we want to go. So, I mean, it just put me in another level of just confidence going in there, just watching the flight of the ball, seeing if my man's going or not, and then just going to grab it. So
now, you talk about kind of like having to do more. Your role has grown each season in college. You've improved with that opportunity. Now at the NBA level, you're not going to go in right away and have the same role you did this past year at Providence as like a heavy on-ball guy. How do you think your game kind of translates into kind of that more condensed role where maybe you're asked to be a cutter, a spot-up shooter more often, maybe even a screener? Like so many offenses nowadays are having smaller guys, 6'3", 6'4" guys like yourself screening for like a 7-foot ball handler. Like, how do you kind of see yourself fitting in like in the early stages of your NBA career?
I mean, obviously, whoever team drafts me, I think that, they're going to get a plug-and-play guy immediately. Just being one of the older guys in the draft, I think that it comes with a lot of maturity and a lot of, I guess, just good, mature way of approaching things. And I think that it's going to trickle over to the court.
Now, I asked you about your best game this past season in Providence. What was your worst game you look back at, and what did you learn from it?
Probably maybe Seton Hall. I mean,
you didn't have many bad games.
I mean, maybe my worst game I'd say is Seton Hall. It was probably my lowest scoring game. It was like 12 points. But, I mean, just overall, we lost that game. So I think that's probably why it's like just considered my worst game.
How do you deal with losing?
I mean, obviously I don't like it. I mean, I'll just watch the film back, see what I could have did better, just personally. And then, I watch my teammates out, and then I'll just sit down with coach and watch with him a little bit, and then the assistant coaches like on the plane or something. So, I mean, it's something that no athlete wants, but, I mean, everybody loses sometimes. And it's just all you can do is get better, go to the drawing board.
How would you describe your personality in kind of a locker room setting or in huddles on sideline? Like, what are you, a vocal person, or are you, more of a calming presence? Like, what do you like in a team setting?
I think I'm a person who everybody gets along with. I'm gonna dap everybody up, say what's up. At the end of the day, it's a business. So I mean, I'm gonna make inside the locker room. We're gonna be teammates. We're gonna be business partners. So I mean, off the court, I mean, if you want to be friends, then that's cool too. But like at the end of the day, like I said, it's a business. Everybody has one goal, and that's to win. So I mean, whatever, like, joking around with teammates, like that's just somebody who everybody wants to be around. So.
You've been around basketball your whole life, with your dad being a former NBA player, current coach. I'm sure you're tired of getting asked about like biggest lessons learned and all that over the years from him. But I am curious, though, has that been helpful in some ways? There's a lot of, I think through P3 over the years, there's been a lot of, sons of former NBA players that have come through here. Like, what are some lessons you've learned through that process of how to be a pro?
He just always tells me, like when I was just saying, he said it's a business. At the end of the day, they have a family to feed, and you have a family to feed. Just be the best version of yourself. Like, I mean, I've been around pros my whole life. He Nuggets and Timberwolves and everything. I mean, I was just telling somebody the other day that my first time like ever interacting with an NBA player outside my dad was Kevin Garnett. He used to call me Lil Sizzle in the locker room and stuff. So it was great. But just being around pros, seeing how the pros move and everything, just well mature, and just everything about them is so complete. Just great guys overall.
My first time going to an NBA game live was Celtics Timberwolves, like the year 2000. I was 10 years old. KG became like a fan. Like, I loved KG ever since then. Like the intensity, like it's like we're talking about with your game, just that heart and hustle. He just brought it every single night to the floor, and then the Celtics get him, and they win a championship.
Right.
Like that's the KG's the winner.
Sometimes that's all it takes, man. It just takes one person to bring the energy, one person to change the whole program organization around. So that's.
Do you feel like that you have some of those qualities where, like, if the right team drafts you, that you're somebody who can be a culture changer?
Yeah, man. I think that just everything I bring. I mean, I'm a work hard every day. I'm gonna get extra shots. I'm gonna compete. I'm gonna make the people who I'm guarding better. They're gonna make me better. And I don't feel like I have bad days. Even if I have a bad day, like outside of the court, like once I walk through the door, I mean, I'm gonna smile. I'm gonna put. Even if I have to fake it to make it sometimes, I mean, you never want to bring the bad energy into the locker room and, let that trickle down on other players. So whatever I'm dealing with off the court, maybe anything, like I'll never bring that into the locker room for real. So I think it's just, like I said, just being a more mature person than when I was freshman year. I'd come in from class or something if I just got a bad grade or something, just be upset the whole practice. And then Frank, me and Frank just going back and forth and stuff. But nah, it's great though. Just seeing how far I came from freshman year to now.
What was your best class? What were you not getting bad grades in?
I didn't get too many bad grades, honestly.
What are some of the bad grades then? Clearly you remember those ones.
Yeah, it was a civ exam. It was a long test, and I thought I knew the answers, but obviously I didn't. But it was just that. That was probably my worst grade. It was like a D or something. But I mean, I passed all my classes.
See, I don't remember anything from college.
Yeah, nah, it was that bad I remembered because it was like a 2-hour test. It was the longest test I ever took in my life. Yeah, I never took a test that long.
I mean, so you're fully committed to staying in this year's draft class, though, correct?
Yeah.
You're all in.
Yeah, I already signed with an agent and everything. So
now I'm curious, like with your game, if there's like a player in the league, if you could download a move from a player currently in the NBA or a past NBA player into kind of your mind, what would that move be that you would download?
I mean, I told you I don't like base my game off of anybody, but I mean, if there's a move that I like the most, I think it's James Harden step back for sure. I think that's like a
kind of that double step back, right?
Yeah, I think it's hard.
Perfect footwork.
Yeah, it's hard to do it. I mean, he's lefty, so I mean, it might look smoother when he does it, but I definitely think that's one of the.
I mean, that's
an
influential move.
Yeah, that's more harder move.
Like you see Tyrese Maxey doing that for the Sixers during the playoffs and all that. Like there's these guys that are trying to adapt that into their games. Now with you, it's I'm curious, like you the way you talk about the game of basketball. What's your biggest motivator? What's driving you?
My biggest motivator, I say, just my willingness and want to be great. I don't want to be just a person who, made it to the NBA. And I mean, a lot of people can say that they made it, but how many people can say they played, 7, 8, 9, 10 years? I just want to be one of those people who, people talk about every time they see me. Oh yeah, he plays hard every possession. I mean, just like you said with Kevin Garnett, every time he touches the court, his intensity level. I mean, he brought it every night. I just want to be known as one of those people, somebody who can help an organization with anything. So,
what are your thoughts when people say this is a weak draft class?
That's their opinion. I mean, I don't know how you could decide if it's a weak draft class if nobody's played in the NBA yet. So I mean, can't really give that analogy. But
I talked to Ron Holland about it, and because I think he takes issue with it. He's like, no, there's like actually a lot of good basketball players in this class.
There really is. There's a lot of good basketball players in the draft, and even a lot of good basketball players. Like some of the best basketball players I've played against are with the agency. So I mean,
yeah, with P3 here. I mean, you got Ron Holland in that gym, Tyler Smith, Cody Williams, Alex Sarr.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of guys, a lot of different talent. Have you like scrimmaged with them at all, or is it more like you guys are at P3 together working out with them?
We don't play 5-on-5 or nothing like that. We'll probably just like play 3-on-3, and then that's about it. We'll do our own workouts, and we'll do our P3 together for the most. Well, have like 2 groups for P3, and then.
Okay, I see. So, I mean, how has your game improved in this kind of pre-draft process? Is there something specific you've been working on skill-wise?
I think just getting up a lot of reps, trusting everything I've already worked on, and just seeing the ball go through the net. Definitely worked on more off the dribble threes, I say. Just
the step back included.
Yeah. Not the hard one, but off the dribble step backs, like all type of different variations, and then trying to get the shot off a little faster. I mean, so they're gonna be bigger, longer in the NBA, so just trying to get the shot off faster.
Now, I'm curious about, like, I know you say you don't really necessarily watch other players, but with like the access to, like, say YouTube or, you know, social media, with like just how the accessibility of being able to watch other players, has technology kind of been helpful for you in any way to kind of like learn things, or for you is it less of a focus than maybe it is for certain players, since you have like direct access through your dad over the years, you've been around it constantly throughout your entire life? I'm just kind of curious about the technological aspect with training.
I mean, I don't. Nah, I'll type in NBA highlights if I'm bored. Just watch highlights. But I'm always trying to learn about myself. So like, I might look up my name, watch some full game. Cause like somebody in Providence, like they'll upload like a full game of it.
Like all your possessions every time?
Nah, it's just the whole game. So
Okay.
I watch the whole game raw. If I'm not doing nothing, then I'll rewind it if I see something, and then I'll just learn from what worked, learn from what didn't work, learn what could have worked. So,
is there a good example you could give me of something like you watched this past season where you're like, oh, okay, that light bulb goes off, or something I could do different?
Yeah. Matter of fact, the game where I said I didn't play too good, it was against Seton Hall. It was opportunities where I had floaters that I should have took, but I ended up getting too close to them and try to finish at the rim. And I mean, it wasn't just like, I don't know what I was doing, honestly, because I mean, when we played Creighton at home, I was shooting floaters and I was doing whatever I had to do, but for some reason I wasn't doing it. And then I watched another game, I think it was St. John's, when I played at the Garden, and just the way that I was scoring, it just felt like, because when I was out there, it really felt like it was like the game was slowing down. Everything is just like I'm just thinking way before things happen, and it's just all playing out. And then like I just kept that up for the rest of the season. I think that's when I started to like elevate my game for the most part. I just keep watching the games, see what worked, see what didn't work, and then cut out what didn't work, and then try to limit my 1 foot possessions, because like me and Ken, we were talking freshman year, sophomore year, had a lot of 1 foot out of control plays. Learned to. He showed me like a whole 10-minute edit of Jalen Brunson, just 2 feet, all types of finishes and everything. I started to believe it, and then we started to work on it. And then next thing you know, I'm finishing off 2 feet with one of the best paint shooting percentages for a guard in the country.
I mean, in my scouting report of you, I have written in here, excellent at-rim finisher who can hit difficult layups against length and contact using either hand. He uses his strength to carve out space and hit below-the-rim layups from any angle. Then, like, some other stuff in there about your floater ability and all that. Like, you did become one of the best at-rim finishers in college basketball, like, without a doubt.
Yeah.
Like, not even close.
Yeah. No, I mean, I definitely took that personal, because, I mean, just watching Jalen Brunson, I mean, everything that he was doing this year, even just in Dallas, like the things that he was doing off 2 feet, being undersized, it really shows you that it really works. I mean, what's the worst that you can do? Get there, pump fake, don't have a shot, kick it out, get another possession, get a better shot.
Open three potentially.
That's what I'm saying.
Right?
Get a better shot. So at that point, it's just, so if it's working, keep doing it. So
how do you assess your ball handling right now?
I think it's good. I mean, I don't think I got ripped or anything. Like I think if I lost the ball, it was more so. Most of my turnovers were probably passes, I think, or just going dribbling and then maybe going out of bounds or something. But I don't think anybody could. I think my ball handling is good. That's
it is
good.
good. It is good. I mean,
I can get my own shot. I know how to get to the rim when I need to get to the rim. So, I mean, obviously it's not like Kyrie and all that stuff. But like I said, my jump shot, it might not look the best, but it gets the job done. I'm gonna make shots, and my ball handling might not, you feel me, look the best, but I'm gonna get open. I'm gonna get myself open for a shot, and I'm gonna get my spot where I want to go.
Sometimes you like to dribble into post ups.
Yeah. I feel like I'm a bigger guard, so I mean, especially just lowering my shoulders. I think that is one thing I also learned with Kim, just taking people to the post and then playing off 2 feet. Like, it literally changed my whole game. And
so that like activated a higher level of your game, playing off 2 feet.
Like a whole nother level. Like, it probably made me average at least 6 extra points.
Wow.
Like, just playing off 2 feet. If you go through all the games, I probably have like 6 points a game off 2 feet. Like,
I mean, it's interesting to think about, because it's like if you didn't change that aspect of your game, you might not be like a mid-first, top 10 guy potentially. Like you could
Wouldn't
go
be
top
none.
10 if the right team has their eyes set on you.
Yeah, man. It changed the whole thing. I mean, even the St. John's game, I'll never forget it. We were down by like 6 or something, and then they were inbounding the ball. We just scored. I stole the inbound, and I pump fake at least like 5 to 6 times.
I remember this play.
And nobody's jumping. I'm just still pump faking, thinking somebody's gonna jump. Nobody jumps, and I finally laid it in. So it's just like that just goes to show like this is really what I work on. I really try to get you to bite or something. I'm gonna play off 2 feet now. So sometimes, I mean, you have to play off one, and then especially in the NBA, you're gonna have more opportunities.
Wrong
to play
foot,
off
wrong hand finishes, that type of stuff.
Yeah, you'll have right scoops and stuff like that, and then there's defense in 3 seconds. So I mean, it's gonna be easier for you to get there and play off one. But in college, we got Kalkbrenner down low, 7 foot, just protecting the rim. So I mean, it's hard to play off one around him.
Definitely way different style of play with NBA compared to college. It is interesting just with your game right now, man. Like I think like what's your actual wingspan?
6'10".
6'10".
Yeah.
6'10".
Yeah. I actually just found that out the other day. I thought it was like 6'7".
Yeah, I had it listed as 6'7".
Nah, because
someone at P3 told me 6'10". I was like 6'10".
Yeah, when I went to P3, they measured it, said 6'10". So.
And what's your height like measured without shoes?
6'3".
6'3"?
Yeah, 6'3".
I mean, I think with your game, like defensively, you're the type of player that you can play any type of scheme. You can play a switch heavy scheme. You can play going over, under. You can chase.
That's
you
the
can
thing.
do everything.
And I'll never back down from the challenge. I love the challenge, especially. I think a lot of guys they quit when they get hit by the screen, but I'm always pursued. Like I'm always trying to rear view contest, because even the rear view contest, just you feeling somebody coming from behind you, it might throw off your shot. I mean, maybe not like KD or like somebody like that, but in the back of the head, if you keep doing it over and over and over, they might think you block it one time. And if you do that for the whole game, and the next thing you know, it's the game possession, and miss it. So I mean,
I think the story you told about like switching kind of like to 1 foot to more 2 foot finishing, that like an NBA team hears that and think, okay, it shows his adaptability, his ability to like take feedback, take coaching, and integrate it into his own game. Do you kind of feel that in yourself as a person when you self-assess about like, oh, I saw how I improved from doing this, thing that was taught to me? Does that change your approach in any way, or have you just always been wired that way?
No, I mean, my dad always told me just to listen to your coaches. They probably know the best for you. He taught me what he knows. He taught me everything. And then once I got to college, he kind of just let me be. Like high school, he would still teach me stuff, but once I got to college, he would watch my games. And then he wouldn't tell me anything. I would have to ask him if I wanted to know something or anything. So I'd have to ask him, and it was helpful because I mean, from now going off your question, I mean, I just think that me taking feedback and being able to change it. A lot of teams look for that. People don't want somebody who's stuck up and really want to be in their own way. I mean, if you give me feedback, and especially the way Kim did it, he showed me like all the plays of it working and other plays when it doesn't work. So all the 1 foot plays, I mean, it looked crazy. Like it just looked like you didn't never play basketball before. You just looked like you're going in there, throwing it up and everything. And then when you go play off 2, you look like a well-rounded, mature player and somebody who can take care of the ball. Like, I mean, you get in there, play off 2, pump fake, kick it out, we get it another screen. Like you keep playing, and then you're stuck in the air. What are you gonna do? You have to find a decision in that quick of a time. So, last
question here: what do you love about basketball the most?
I just love the joy it brings me. I don't do it for, I mean, obviously NIL happened in college, everything. A lot of people going to schools for money now, and they're not even worried about basketball at this point. But it never was that with me. I mean, obviously Providence isn't like a Kentucky or somebody like that, but it's that the best fans in America and everything, and I do it for like just the joy it brings me, the joy it brings other people, and I mean it's just something I've been doing my whole life, so it's great. It means everything to me.
Well, Devin, I appreciate it, man. Good luck through this entire pre-draft process. You got combine coming up, pre-draft workouts and all that. You must be excited. Is this like best time of your life right now? You feeling good?
Yeah, sometimes it don't feel real because, I mean, it's like a full circle moment because my dad, he didn't get drafted, and then now it's my opportunity to get drafted and to show everybody what I can do.
That's really proud of you, right?
Yeah, it's just seeing his face and like the big smile he had when he came out here for the first time, just seeing me working out, and I mean, Packy and everything. It's just it's great.
Enjoy it all, man. Take lots of pictures.
I'm trying to, man. He
take
doesn't
pictures.
like pictures though, so.
Hey, tell them that when they pop up on your iPhone, it's like memory from 10 years ago. You'll put a smile on your face.
Yeah, for sure.
Do it up.
It's great though. I got to.
Their dad can suck it up and take some pictures. They're important to take.
He can suck it up.
Devin, I appreciate you taking the time today, man. Good luck with everything.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you.